The Pursuit, Chapter 4, Need This. By the time we had made it into the city, it reminded me of New York, Paris, Boston, and London all mixed together. It was magnificent. The buildings themselves were, in reality, only 50 years old, but in relative time it was a subdimension with over 3 billion years of primate dominance. And again, time and reality are relativistic. We got to a massive gray concrete skyscraper that looked like the oldest building in the city. It had a massive staircase built out of white marble. This is our federal building. There are tunnels under the ground, and it'll take you to the portal room. But excuse me for a few while I see to our visitors. James nodded and walked up the stairs. So, Julius, where's the book from Darwin? He smiled, and we all walked down a windy side street and then towards a silver metal door. Inside it was a single room, and in a glass box was the book from Darwin. It was a massive leather-bound book. Eli and Cupid walked up to the book as Browning and Christian looked around. Dad, this looks like On the Origin of Species, the book from 1859. But how? It was all causality. Because, Cupid, the rift made from James preserves some but not all of humanity. I don't even fully know how to explain it. Cupid nodded, but Eli looked like he had a question. So time truly is relative. From what Cupid's taught me, that's the only thing that makes sense. The human reality split off into this. Oh, they're so cool. Browning and Christian looked amazingly bewildered. I can't say I understand any of this, but now I can truly say I've seen everything. But I can't speak on anyone else's behalf, but I am feeling a tad bit homesick. Julius nodded, and I understood Browning's sentiment entirely. As we walked back through the forest towards the jeep, the breeze blew by and felt incredibly comfortable. Everyone packed into the jeep. Julius then beckoned me over. I'll be right there, Julius. Be right back, guys. They all nodded. I walked over to Julius as we stood on the beach. I can't express my gratitude enough for solving the mystery of humanity. How can I ever repay you? I smiled. Be better than we ever could have been. That's all I ask. Fair? Julius nodded and shook my hand. More than fair enough. Safe travels, dear friend, and visit whenever you choose to. I nodded and walked back towards the jeep as Julius walked back into the forest. As he reached the tree line, he turned, waved, and then bowed. I smiled as he disappeared into the forest. I opened the door and started the return trip. So, Christian, Browning, what'd you think? Browning took off his monocle and wiped it. I now know more than I ever believed was possible. I can die a happy man. What about you, Christian? Christian looked out the window as the void enveloped us. I am so incredibly thankful. I just wish Bernard could have traversed the multiverse with me. But alas, some things aren't meant to be. I nodded as Cupid, Eli, Browning, and even little Victor comforted Christian. The oil work started as we just traveled in silence. I'm sorry for being a downer. I was about to speak, but Browning beat me to it. Christian, don't apologize for being the way your father created you. You're perfectly okay. Understood? He nodded. Beep, beep. Britannia appeared around us. Eli and Cupid took Victor inside. I'll catch up with you 3 soon, okay? Both boys nodded. I then ran to catch up to Browning and Christian. So, I had a few questions for you both. Christian turned to me and smiled. Of course, friend. Come along. But suddenly Browning just collapsed forward. Oh no. Please, no.